How's it going, everyone? EA has had their conference call, and we got a lot of information in regards to that. I'll be talking about that, and then also a new 3D South Park game is reportedly in development, and I am very excited about that. I'll talk that at the end of this video. But first of all, this EA conference call went over a lot of details. Specifically, Daniel Ahmad has a very good and cohesive breakdown on his Twitter page, so I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. But to go over some of the points, Mass Effect Legendary Edition performed well above expectations. They're going to continue to invest in the Jedi Fallen Order franchise. That's pretty cool. Battlefield 2042 was, unsurprisingly, the most discussed new game during June. Trailers received 210 million views across all channels. Social media numbers are always a little bit spotty. I mean, YouTube numbers, when those are touted, those are a bit spotty, but then when you look at Facebook views and Twitter views, those are just memes, because Twitter, if you guys don't know, if you just like scroll and there's a video, the video starts playing and that's registered as view. I believe Facebook is the same thing, so a lot of that number is inflated. 210 million might sound like crazy, and it is a very, very strong number, but I never like using social media numbers outside of YouTube as a metric, and even YouTube has spotty social media numbers, but that is definitely a good stat to tout for them, at least to the public eye. EA also said that 58% of its units sold through PlayStation and Xbox in the past 12 months were via digital download, compared to 52% during the past 12-month period, so that's pretty interesting. An increase in digital sales, definitely people migrating over there. They noted that they have plans to bring Need for Speed back. Okay, that is what it is. Nothing to share on Dead Space. And they also noted a little bit about Apex Legends. EA says that Respawn's contribution through Apex Legends has totaled nearly $2 billion in 2 years. So, strong engagement on that game. Battlefield, it is looking to go biannual again, but live service and free-to-play are part of the plan. CEO Andrew Wilson spoke a little bit about it, noting, "Do we think Battlefield will return to an every other year launch? I would say so. I think that is our orientation, but more importantly, I think you should think about Battlefield as a service. What we announced, what we're doing for the launch of this game is really revolutionizing and reinventing what all our epic scale warfare is in the context of gameplay. In addition to that, you've heard us announce Battlefield Portal, which really starts to lean into user-generated content and will drive deep, long-term engagement in the game. And while we've announced Hazard Zone, we haven't disclosed a lot about what's going on there, and you'll hear more about that in the coming months. This really forms the foundation for what we believe the future of a live service around Battlefield is, which will over time include a mobile launch, will include some free-to-enter components, and really change the nature of what happens from launch to launch. So that while an every other year launch probably makes sense as we think about it today, we're really focused on 365-day engagement in the franchise at a platform level across any device that consumers may want to play on. So that's a lot to digest there, but obviously it does seem like they want to keep Battlefield as consistently updated over the course of a year as possible, and then really set themselves up in a positive way for the following game. But bi-yearly releases of Battlefield, I don't know about that one. Let's just first get through 2042. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves at this stage of the game. I think for a game like Battlefield, I think every 3 years would work, but then you just look at how much money Call of Duty is raking in, and yeah, I can see why you would want to get consistent releases out there, but you don't want to dilute Battlefield, and, you know, I think if you stay committed to one game, and it looks like that they are going to do that, and have it evolve over a period of time, I think that could work out pretty well, and we'll see how 2042 turns out. Again, I'm really hoping that this game is going to revitalize my love for Battlefield. Like, I don't hate Battlefield or anything like that, but Battlefield used to be my jam. When we're talking about Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, those games I sunk well over 1,000 hours in each of those, and that hasn't been the case really with Battlefield 4 I played quite a bit, Battlefield 5, Battlefield 1, Battlefield Hardline. Did not play those nearly as much as some of the Battlefield games that I played in my heyday, but maybe that's just, you know, growing up is a part of the deal as well, but nevertheless, super excited for 2042, and definitely going to be jumping into that hard. Okay, lastly, I do want to note a new 3D South Park game is reportedly in development. In a new report by Bloomberg regarding the South Park creators, Trey Parker and Matt Stone signing a $900 million deal with Viacom CBS posted, it's been revealed that the money will be invested in a wide range of creative endeavors, including a new 3D game set in the world of South Park. Park that was spelled out, you know, just straight up the 3D video game that is set in the world of South Park. Obviously, South Park: The Stick of Truth, South Park: The Fractured But Whole were very good games. Stick of Truth in particular, that game was done by Obsidian, and they did a really good job with it. I always talk about it, but I remember when that game was announced, I believe back in 2013, I was memeing on it, and I was like, they're really gonna make a South Park RPG. And I was like, this is probably not going to be very good. And then I just ended up buying it on a whim that year, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought fundamentally and mechanically it was a great RPG, and even as someone that was never a South Park watcher, I got the humor. I thought it was hilarious, and you know, I haven't become like a big South Park fan as far as the TV show is concerned, but the humor definitely struck with me. It's more so, I just don't watch much TV in general, but nevertheless, another South Park game, if it's an RPG, if it's up to the standard of South Park, The Stick of Truth, I will definitely be checking that out. But that's going to wrap up this one again. The EA conference call gave us quite the insight on Mass Effect Legendary Edition, that performing well above expectations, but I think Battlefield was the standout, but cool to see that they're going to continue with Jedi Fallen Order and some other notes in there as well. And a new South Park game potentially coming, and it looks like it is coming. We'll see how that turns out, whether it's an RPG, whether it's something entirely different, but be on the look for that. That's going to wrap up this one. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.